Welcome to historic Port Albert, Gippsland's oldest port, established 1841. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am finally in a town that I've always wanted to visit, Port Albert. I just had a beautiful lunch over at the Fish and Chip Co. And God, it was great. Had a bit of a laugh. A couple of tradies were standing outside eating their lunch, and some seagulls were hassling them for the chips, and they were pretty brave. They were jumping in and trying to steal the chips off their plates, and yeah, it was quite an amusing sight. Anyway, I'm here to check out the town of Port Albert. Port Albert has about 400 people living here, but it's a very touristy area. Everybody comes here, especially people in my age group, and love the history here. It's amazing. Basically, Angus McMillan found or discovered this area in 1841, and developed or helped develop a port here to get products from this port through to Gippsland and all the gold mines and everything around the place at the time. And it was pretty much the only place you can get goods from all over the world into Gippsland, because there was no roads going into Gippsland as such, or trains. This port lasted over 30 years. In 1879, I believe, the roads or the trains made it to Gippsland, and everything changed after that. This port still did supply a lot right up into the 1930s, but it was nowhere near as lucrative, and the town did diminish in population. This place has so much history. It's one of the oldest towns in Gippsland, probably the oldest port in Victoria. A lot of ships here, a lot of boats. There are some big ocean gulls over here that I'm hassling. I'll show you. These guys are huge. Look at them. Compare them with the seagull on top of the fire hose reel. You can tell how big they are. They're a big animal, and they seem content sitting there with me hanging around. Today I'm going to walk around Port Albert, have a look at the township. If you want to join me, please do. I guess I had something to say. So this is the Fish and Chip Co. Nice old-ish building. I think it's been rebuilt a few times, but underneath is a concrete platform they built. These are the boats that gather fish, and some throw nets out, some throw rods. Most of them are nets, and some have cages for crab fishing and things like that. This is an older one. Port Albert Service Station offers its diesel refueler, so that's where they refuel their boats. I'm not sure that's allowed. They're emptying their grey water into the sea. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Alright, we've got the first plaque. Victoria, 150. Can you see it? You cannot. Let's see if I can get it better than that. Victoria 150 growing together. This project marks the 150th anniversary of the state of Victoria, commemorated in 1984-85, unveiling the CRSB Walpole Shire President. What's it commemorating? Commemorating the stagecoach trip Port Albert to Rosedale to Walhalla. How about that? There must have been a reenactment in 85. Well, I'll have to look that up and find out what that is. Yeah, so basically there's a heap of walking tracks around here where we can go and hike around and check out some of the history of the place. And you can spend a couple of days here and learn a lot about the place. And I don't have that time because I'm only here for the better half of the day. What's here? We've got a big buoy over here. Let's have a look. This says it's a Christopher Robinson walking trail. Christopher Robinson was born in Yarram in 1852 and spent his childhood in Port Albert. During his time, he developed a keen interest in boating, fishing and the sea. Later in his life, his interests would provide him with the experience and motivation to become an integral member of the international Greenpeace environmental movement. He became an inflatable driver of great skill, and for over 25 years, Christopher used all the means possible to prevent whaling, nuclear testing, harp seal slaughtering and old growth foresting. Good on him. Look at this. When was he born? 1952. So they made a commemorative walk for him down here. I'm not going to go down there, but we'll have a look. And that's great. That's really good to remember somebody who did, I would say, good in the society and the world we live in. Absolutely brilliant. I just read about this. This is a rocket shed. It's closed today, but it normally is open for people to have a look at. Just on the side here, visit our award-winning museum in the historic Bank of Victoria, built in 1861, and see displays and working models, including the only Colonel Boxer, the gold bullion bank vault, where 150 kilograms of gold was stored. Come inside, it will surprise you. So unfortunately, it's not open today. Quickly walk down here. It doesn't look like a path, but it is. It's low, so people have been wandering through here. So my thoughts was, this place here is the Maritime. Yep, there we go. No, it's not. It's the Maritime Art and Antiques building. There's a phone number on the wall. It's sort of faded off now. I'd say it's not up and running as much as it was. Got little slits in the wall cracks here. Probably can't see inside. You can probably see more than I can. This is a concrete or brick section of the old customs house that later became a courthouse and residence for government officials. So over here is the Customs House Inn, which of course is closed at the moment because they look like they want to sell up. There's a thing saying cafe bar for lease. Probably want to sell up, but get someone to run it for them. Not to say in the window here. Dear customers, we'd like to say a big thank you to all for your support since the Christmas Eve opening. It's been a wonderful experience, and thank you for all the great feedback and support. Due to pre-existing work and family commitments as well as staff shortages, we will be closing Sunday 9th of January 22 till further notice. So they've been closed all this time. Wow. So people live here. There's a house out the back. It's a pretty big area. It's actually a pretty big residence, to be honest. Yeah, so I can only see some of it, but it is an old house. Port Albert Motel. So we've got the Port Albert Motel. Looks like an old building. I can probably find out information on that if I take a photo and use Google. Holding one of Victoria's oldest pub licences, the hotel was destroyed on the 17th of February 2014 after a fire broke out in the roof of the building and the firefighters could not contain it. A year later, police had arrested a 60-year-old man from Leongatha, said to have burnt this down. It took 16 fire trucks and they didn't put the fire out. Unfortunately, it's gone. To date, the hotel has not been rebuilt. Port Albert Motel is located a stone's thrown away from the water in Port Albert. There are 7 rooms, fully equipped with various bedding configurations that are perfectly suited to small bookings. Gift vouchers. Doesn't have. The Port Albert Motel is affordable accommodation. Doesn't give me any history. So that kind of answers the question. I did a Google scan, and there's no history. It's probably been around for a while, but probably not as historic as some of the town itself is. Look at the view I'm looking at. I'm so glad I came here. The seaside is my biggest love. I really do love the seaside, and being around ocean areas, it just brings back a lot of good memories. Check the pelican out. Bit of artwork. What we got here? Self-contained waterfront accommodation. Ooh, that's what this place is. So this is accommodation. So bed and breakfast. 29 One Wharf. So it looks to me there's a lot of bed and breakfasts here. Did see some advertising for the place. It's very touristy and you can come here at any time. Today, fortunately for me, is a beautiful day. It's about 20 degrees Celsius again. It's been a week since I went to Yarram, and I'm just loving it. I'm so lucky, really. I bet you any money though, in the next few weeks, it's going to get really cold, and I think I'm going to suffer in the near future. So I'll relish it while I can. Looks like we have an old church here. Looks like it's now accommodation. So yeah, what's it say? The Angler's Arms. Strong ale, good food, rooms available. Oh, self-contained cottages. Cool. It looks pretty cool. It is like an old church here. Looking at the windows, it kind of looks like that. Let's have a quick look down the side. Look at this place. So yeah, double bedroom plus loft, car, boat, undercover storage, fully air conditioned. And just behind here, I guess this is what people are doing. They're building holiday homes along the seaside now and living the life. That is cool. Look at that. As they always say, there is old. I mean, this is someone's home and it's got a little historic marker on there. If I can zoom in, I will. But it is someone's home, so I don't want to invade their privacy. I'll just keep this running, shall I? Like I've always said in the past, if you own these places, make yourself known. Let me know who you are. And let the people in our audience know who you are as well. Receipt and pay office. The Australian Bicentennial Project commemorate the National Bicentennial in 1888. So receipt and pay office. That's what this is. It looks like accommodation or someone's home. So it looks like I have found the aged centre of the town. We've got an old church. Now I have been told, well I have read, that most of the buildings here now all, you know, people's homes. They haven't been kept up as what they were, so they're not. They're for people. People live here, like this church over here. I would say it is a home of somebody, even though it does look like a full-on church. Let's have a look, huh? Maybe not. Yoga classes. Okay, so this is a hall. Okay, got a gorgeous little old church over here, which looks like it's locked up. Nice buoy right in front of us. Buoy, as some people call it. And it's been all fixed up and done up, made it look beautiful. And this is the Port Albert Mechanics Institute, established 1875. This is the site of the first Bank of Victoria 1856, which later served as a reading room and library. It was replaced by the present Mechanics Institute, built in 1875. To the right of the laneway was a Mackenzie's coach factory. Laneway, to the right of the laneway. Well, I guess that's a laneway over here. It's called Princess Street, so they're talking about down here. Is this the laneway? I guess. There is a plaque on the wall of the church over there, and a gate. There is an opening, so I'm going to quickly have a look. Look how beautiful the decking is. We followed this church, built in 1865. So you got the Mechanics Institute, which is all really well. It says here, Port Albert Institute refurbishment was funded by the Victorian government as part of the Latrobe Valley Authority Community and Facility Fund. So they rebuilt this. Wow, look at that. Pity we can't see. Can you see? I hope you can see down the hallway there. The windows are fairly dirty. Nice big brick wall at the back there. Oh look, poles holding the roof up. This has some age. Very nice. Little kitchen area. Very, very nice. Lavender College. There's a couple of cottages actually. There's two, one behind each other. I'd say they connect up somewhat. And it's someone's home at the back there. Look at this place. Wow, look how old it is. Anybody home? I've noticed there's anywhere there's no houses, they either fell down, pulled down, moved. They are building more modern buildings on the sites to accommodate people who want to stay here and have a good look. Nice old house for sale. This one looks like it's been fully rebuilt with corrugated iron board sides. I think that's kind of new. Looks very nice inside. So I'm going to head back to the main street and head up that way and keep walking and see if I can see anything that's distracting. It's pretty cool so far. The Port Albert Maritime Museum. Admission, probably have a look at that later. The Ship Inn. We have the Ship Inn, built in 1856. Someone's home by the look. Pizzeria. Pasta and Pizzeria. Yarraville Road, between the general store and the Growy House. I guess it's... okay, Yarraville Road, between the general store and Yarraville House. Here was a row of buildings which included a bakery, now an art gallery, butcher, boarding house, bootmaker and draper. Growy House. Now, over just there was a draper. That was obviously the general store. We are taking a short break, closed from Monday to say for May, reopening Friday. Okay, season's over, so that's why they're not open. It would be interesting to have a pizza in this old building here. So old that it's got reinforcement on the walls. Nice beautiful brick area. Windows open up top. Look at this. Nice painting. Gallery. Oh, it's a gallery. You can actually go in. Flood overlay petition. You can see behind me there's some old buildings as well. We're just right in the middle of the oldest area. And I just saw a sign about a flood prevention or flood overlay prevention. The seas are actually getting higher in this area, so a lot of the shoreline is being washed away now. People say there's no climate change, but there is definitely evidence there's something changing. And climate change, climate shift. I think it's more called a shift rather than a change. Check this out. Leave a book, share a book, take a book. These are book sharing. I love it. Promotes a constant reading. You should read. This building here is the drapery, built in 1856. Oh, look at this. It's Growry Guest House, Tarraville Road, Port Albert. Looks very, very old and rustic, eh? Check it out. Imagine staying here. That would be so good. So we've got the Port Albert General Store, Bait. Big old building here. So we've got a general store here. So that's good. Licensed grocer. Beer, wine, spirits. Well, you get it from tap? How cool would that be? Or not? Just quickly going down here, I've just taken a turn into Raglan Street. I just saw a church over here and I just want to see what the signs say on it. Alright, it's a church. St. John's Anglican Church. As we always see, the old historic places. Oh, it's closed, of course. It is Tuesday, I suppose. Established 1863. St. John's Anglican Church, Sunday services. There is a chart here, tells you what it's all about. Port Albert was established in 1841. Oh, there you go, got it right. And served as a major port of Gippsland by 51. 3/4 of the population of Eastern Victoria lived within 4 miles of the port. Right, wow, 3/4 of the population. In June 1856, Reverend Willoughby Bean held the first Anglican service in Port Albert Customs House. There's a little latch here, just so the gate doesn't open on its own. But I still reckon I could just have a look around. Sure will. It's a bit of trespassing, but if I lock it all up again, when I come back, she'll be right. Got to check it out, and I need to look at this plaque. So fortunately, they lock it all up. St. John's, Port Albert, 1863 to 1884, and then 1885. I guess a plaque down here will say something here. AMDC, this stone was laid by Right Reverend 2nd September 1951. There you go. Now, of course, I'm wandering around. It was latched, but there was no don't trespass signs on it. I just want to check out the beauty of the place, and I'm sure nobody will mind. I'll just wander around the back here. Oh, look, there's a little place there where people come through anyway. It's all not locked up everywhere. Nice. Relatively nice looking roof. Everything's still intact. Beautiful. They've got coverings over the lead light to look after them. That's really good. Bit of perspex. It's a great way of looking after something, and it's fully air conditioned. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, look, there's an entrance here. Oh well, I'll go close the gate. Yeah. Preston Northcote Anglican Club. And I guess it's a fishing club, Anglican? Angling club. Oh my god, I should read things better. Angling club, which is a fishing club. Right, that's as far as I go. I'll go back to the street again and just wander a bit more. Well, I'm going to have to swap sides. There's no footpath over this side, so there is one I'm standing on at the moment across this road to get to the other side. So it looks like we have to swap sides early. Can't always follow the same old steps, can we? All right, let's have a look around. There is another old church up here I can see. Oh, no, it's not a church, it's a hall of some type. It looks like imagine mistaking an old church for a pump station. Wastewater pump station. In 1861, the Port Albert National School opened with 31 students in temporary premises at the Palmerston Immigration Barracks. The first building cost £450, was erected on this site in 1873, and enrolments reached up to a maximum of 81 in 1874. Ibises like this one, with the long beak. In Australia, because of our tipping and tips, as a plover, we actually call them bin chickens, because they're scavengers in bins around the place. So this is their sewage or wastewater pump station. It's got a big plaque here. It says Port Albert Sewage Scheme was officially opened April 1998. So it's not old. Just a big old sewage plant, basically. You know, sometimes these things are interesting. They've got sewage. They've got water purification. That means the town is quite nice to live in. I'm just heading up the main street still. Got the sun right in front of me, as you can probably tell in the camera. And it looks like we're looking at sort of more modern homes now. It's sort of established as an outer area of the town. Yeah, this bloke. Hey, are you bored? Are you bored? Now I'm going to head to a memorial soon, and I'm also going to go and have a look at an old horse racing track that's around here, and hopefully it'll give us some insight in the history of this place. So no doubt all these areas here, all these houses, all these blocks here have been established from the beginning of time. The place was a pretty populated town at one stage, and a lot of the older houses would have been here, but they either fell down or ran down, or just deteriorated, and the land was taken up by the new, more modern homes. And I think that's a thing that just happens because people neglect or abandon homes because they can't afford to keep them going. And some of them, like this building here, which looks like an old army barrack, looks like an old building from the 30s. I wonder if it is. Want some freebies? Try and find a real estate and find out what they're asking for these homes. There's a lot, more than I thought there would be. There's a lot more homes for sale than I thought would ever be. It's all right. What do you do? This is Tolbar Cottage. Okay. Doesn't say much more than that. The sign's fairly old. Oh yeah, Tolbar Cottage. Oh yeah, Tolbar Cottage. 2 words. It's very nice. Like it. Cutie. Here it is. Oh, we've got a classic car alert here. Little Volkswagen Beetle. So just in this roundabout over here, there's a memorial. I'll check it out and see what it is. It's an Angus McMillan Memorial. Let's see what it says. It says, the 14th of February 1841, Angus McMillan, explorer of Gippsland, reached the old port about a mile west of this spot. A mile west of this spot. That's what it says. Really hard to read because of the... Oh yeah, there we go. There's no thing there. It's not mule, it's mile. Anyway, we learn. So that's what I was saying, that Angus McMillan discovered the area that they can come to ship all their goods through to Gippsland and through to the valley and all that area. And this is where it all started, in Port Albert. There's another memorial over here, which is an anchor. I'll go have a look at that. All right, let's have a look at this. All right, obviously this is a path of some type. It says here, dedicated to the settlers of Port Albert, June 1995. So it's dedicated to the settlers of Port Albert. So the guys who pretty much established a world here. Absolutely awesome to dedicate something. I think that's very important that they do dedicate stuff to people who definitely made a big impact in their part of the world. Well, I have found that they are a very friendly bunch of people here. I was just walking down the road and the council worker said g'day, which is good. It is a tourist spot, and they should accept that people are walking around with cameras and talking shite. I brought myself to a place, the Port Albert Racecourse. It's been long closed, long closed, but you're still welcome to have a look. It says here, Port Albert Racecourse recreation for visitors welcome. No camping under trees on windy days. Please take all your rubbish with you. All dogs must be on leash. No campfires during restricted periods. Signed a visitor's book, donation gratefully accepted. So there's a visitor's book up here. Let's have a look. Have we got a pen or pencil? No. How am I going to sign it if there's no pen or pencil? Unfortunately, I don't have a pen with me. I was hoping there'd be a pencil in the kit, but anyway. Oh, it's here. I've got a sticker I can put on the wall, but I don't think I'll do that. That's a bit wrong. Okay, so this is the old Port Albert Racecourse. You can camp here, as according to the tourist information booth. That's awesome. Be great to do that, actually spend a couple of days just here. And obviously there's people here. We've got some RV vans just in the corner there. I'm going to go down and have a look at the race area in a sec. Just have a look at some buildings that are still established, like this little outhouse here. Don't know if I'm going to walk over there. Yeah, maybe I will. Well, let's see what it is. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Just keep my eye out for snakes. It isn't snake season at the moment, but I thought I'd have a look anyway. Ah, this is a little toilet. Yeah, a little long drop where you can go do your business. How cool is that? Out in the middle of nowhere. So of course where I parked the car, that looks to me where the parking was. And just over here we've got all the outbuildings. Let's have a look what's up here. So here's the track. It's the actual track. We've got, like I said, there's RVs everywhere. The track goes up there and then straight down here, as you can see, a bit of a straight. And you can see some fence lines and everything else. It's quite interesting. So I'm just noticing here the fence line. Would this have been a dirt track or sand track? It wouldn't have been a grass one, would it? I mean, if you walk right around, I mean, cars have been up and down this, so no doubt you can drive on it, which I might just come back here in the car in a second, have a quick drive around it. You know, officially this wasn't a high-end racetrack. It wasn't a licensed racetrack, but there were horses trained here that did actually race in some of the big high, Melbourne Cup and places like that, high-end ones. Not a horse person. I don't know anything about horse racing. Not my area, but it is interesting, the history here. Here's voiceover Pierre. Just give you an insight on this place and some photos of the place as well when it was in its heyday. The first race was held here in 1851 on a sandy course of 1,400 metres. In 1934, during the Depression, the racecourse was abandoned. Restoration of the grounds and reserve began in 1956, and in Easter 1980, the racecourse was reborn as a recreation and camping reserve. The Port Albert Racecourse Recreation and Camping Reserve was once a bustling hub for horse lovers. The racecourse and camping reserve is 1.2 k's out of Port Albert on the Port Albert Tarraville Road in Longsborough. Pets are allowed and it's free. Give them a donation, please. So it looks like we got where the bar was, where you can get food and drinks and everything else. It's still here. You have some people here. Hopefully they don't mind me doing this. It's a free area. So they fenced off the tower. So people can't climb in there, which is fair enough. It's probably dangerous. And they probably graffiti it as well. So I'm glad they did that. Can you imagine people just sitting along here watching the horses go by? And this would have been where the horses were warmed up, I guess. Ran around circles to keep them warm. I do know what they do sometimes. What have we got there? Port Albert Cutting, Depression, Beyond Blue, Commercial Hotel, Motel, Yarram, phone, blah blah blah. Great meals, cold beer accommodation. Thirsty Camel. Dry area. 5182, we do use those numbers still, somewhat. Like I said, the place has been around and it's been derelict for a long time, or not used for a long time, but there are still remnants of old and new here. It hasn't changed. I mean, there's a whole heap of stock gates over there, so they're still working. You got this little viewing platform where you can watch the horses gallop around. What's in this shed? Nothing. Some cable. So they've got facilities here, showers and toilets, but bore water in use, not for human consumption. So that's pretty cool. Let's quickly walk around this side which is behind where my car is parked, and see what's down there. Get an idea on, I mean, the history is here. So this is where the trucks come up, they load the horses on, and look at the wear and tear on the actual wood here. They usually come up here. This is the where the hooves and everything hit. And of course, it crushed it down and worn out the wood. Yeah, so this is where the horses come in. Big gum tree in the middle of it now, so it's all different. And you got a big area around it too, nice and open. So if you guys live in these towns and you see me walking by, don't be scared to say hi. I like to know when people are actually watching my videos and who are watching my videos. Let me know what you think. Don't be rude, but just say hi anyway. Cheers. Of course, we've got the local fire brigade and a nice little mural on the water tank out the back with sticks and trees. Pretty cool. We're getting back into the old area of the place now, the old house. So what's the sign say? Your local brigade needs your help. Can you give us a hand? So as I was saying before, there's a few houses for sale here. I mean, they're nice established homes. They've been here for quite some time. And yeah, some of the people have an artistic way of thinking. Look at this cactus here. It's fallen over. You can probably prop that back up one day. But some of them are really run down, like some places where this car's parked. That house there on the corner of Spring Street and one I'm walking on, in the main street, one on Spring Street and the one I'm walking on, Main Street, it is for sale under contract. So someone's actually bought it. Look at it. It's a beautiful house. They can really be done up and made look really good and be part of the historic side of Port Albert. Beautiful. So at the Maritime Museum, Port Albert Maritime Museum, registered by the Heritage Council of Victoria, designed by Robertson Hale in 1861 for the Bank of Victoria. So this is a maritime museum built for the Bank of Victoria. Nice big concrete place. Restored and refurbished Port Albert Maritime Museum 1998. This museum was officially opened by Honourable Peter Nixon in 1976. So it is shut today, unfortunately, so I'll miss out, but I'm just going to go to the back and see if I can see anything at the back. Look, it's kind of my fault. I come here on a quiet day like today. It's Tuesday and there's obviously nothing going on at the moment, but let's have a look what we can see at the back of the place. We might see some things that are interesting. So yeah, look at this. Would be nice to go and visit. They're building something over here by the look of it. Some boys. Look at the giant lighthouse top. Look at that. Nice little lighthouse topper. So it's been around for a while. We've got a lifeboat, a big one. Oh, it's a half-size one, but look at that. A giant bouncing buoy over the corner there. Really cool. Avery. So there was buildings here, but they're torn them down by the look of it. Anyway, propeller below. So yeah, it would be quite interesting to go and have a look at this place. Unfortunately, it's closed. And of course, these old places, they are definitely old. It's quite good to look at, they're beautiful. People are looking after them really well, it's nice. So what place would you live in that didn't have a kid's playground? Wouldn't it be good to be a kid again? How much fun would you have? I wouldn't probably, but anyway, look at the dolphin, the carving of a dolphin. That's pretty cool. Well, looks like someone's left their shoes behind. That's a bit of a worry. You guys, if you aren't Australian, in Australia we have free barbecues. So all these barbecues are pretty much ready to use. Make sure you clean them thoroughly before you use them. As we do have kids that come at night in places like this and do things to them that you shouldn't. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just how it is. I think it's about time I stop for a bit of a drink, a bit of a rest. Have a look what this boy says, this fella. Look at it. They used to have bells on them, what I remember. I think they took them off. But check it out. This is the, oh no, it's nothing to do with this. So welcome Port Albert Yacht Club. Welcome to the Port Albert Yacht Club. Houses all along here. How beautiful would that be to have a house along this edge? You got a little boat ramp here. Look at the water. Okay, Cardinal marks. These marks need to be referenced to the cardinal points of a compass and indicate the direction of clear water. This is the east cardinal mark. The safe passage is the eastern side of the buoy. So there's a seat down here. I'm going to sit down, have a quick drink. Ports, it's a bit cold. I think I might move on. Yeah, anyway, let's do it. And it's cold. I didn't realise how cold it is. It might be 20 degrees, but when you come over to the water in the bay, the wind is biting. Hey, this is for you guys. As I do like screenshots, I don't have anybody here filming with me, so I sometimes just drop a camera down and do an external video of me doing stuff and see if I can add that to the edit later on. There's someone putting a boat onto a trailer at the moment. That's how they go. No, no good. First try, no good. Next try. Isolated danger mark. This mark, it identifies an isolated danger, example rocks, reef, wreck or shoal with clear water all around. Do not approach this mark closely. Keep a course to be well clear. Cool. So that's a marker that tells you to keep yourself isolated from it. Cool. Really, how cool is that, hey? They look after each other and they talk to each other through markers and points where they've known there's rocks, sharp edges, and they put a buoy there to let you know, don't go there, you're going to destroy your boat. And maybe yourself. I was going to read what was on this sign, but I guess they don't want us to. Yeah, look at them. They're all just waiting to scoop up any leftover guts or whatever these fishermen are actually doing. This is an actual floating pontoon, so it actually moves. Then I realised that's what it does. So if you can see on the pillar here how much it moves. Then when you come to Port Albert, there is an RV stop. You can actually stay here. It looks like it's for free. You can stay here for a maximum of 48 hours every 30 days. So if you're living in your RV, this is what you do. You travel.
How are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
What are you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
I do YouTube, so I walk around the towns I live near,
Yeah.
and just talk about what I see, basically. And this is a touristy place, and
Do you live near here?
I live in Traralgon, but
Oh, yeah, not far.
yeah, not far. Yeah, so I've been around since the 80s. I've never checked out my towns, so that's what I'm doing. I'll walk around, have a look. Now, people should do it. And I make a little bit of money on YouTube doing it, so...
You get paid much for doing it?
Not a lot, no. I get about 60 bucks a month.
Yeah.
It's enough to pay for some fuel and a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, good luck, mate.
Cheers. A nice local gentleman was curious as to what I was doing, so I explained it to him, of course, told him the truth. And he thought it was a good idea, I suppose. He obviously was a local, he seemed local, and he wanted to know what I was doing, that's all. I've got this giant water tower. There's a plaque on it, I'm going to see what it says. Alberton Water Works Trust. This plaque commemorates the opening of the Port Albert Water Supply Scheme by the Honourable Herbert Hyland, MLA, on the 29th of January 1969, a year after I was born. Cool. So it's just a water tower. Little kiosk here. Is it open? Oh, the shutters are up. Fresh fish, bait, nice. Yeah, it is. Looks like it's open. Staff only, entry, no entry. Oh, okay, it's not. Friday, Saturday and Sunday they're open. Get coffees and everything. Wouldn't mind if I do. Like I said, I'm here on a Tuesday. It's not a touristy day. It's not a busy day. It's a quiet part of the week, and kind of how I like it, but I do miss out on places like getting into the museum and having a look around. I might have to make another trip down here just to walk around the museum and make that a separate video, I think. What do you think? Okay, my GoPro may fall. I've got it up on top there. Yeah, I'll show you the picture of what I'm looking at through the GoPro. Anyway, this is Shipping Point, site of the first government wharf in 1855 with stockyards, coal yards, lifeboat sheds, signal station and store sheds. Shown in the picture is the extensive wharf area as well as a bone store, the two-storey customs house on the site of the present and the Port Albert Hotel and its outbuildings. Okay viewers, this is it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give me the thumbs up. Make sure that you do. Make sure you comment and tell me what you think, even if it's good or bad. If you give me a thumbs down, let me know why, so I can improve myself. And we shall see you in the next video. Have a great one. Hope you enjoyed it.